Hello, I'm John, the Warhammer Modeler, and in this Hobby Roundup we're going to have a quick look at the different projects that I've been working on in May. I haven't had much time this month to do a lot of hobby, but I've been mainly working on some Necromunda items. So the first thing that I started this month was another Van Saar gang. Slightly different to my previous one, which is very kind of mute colours. These ones are quite bold red and white colour scheme. So as you can see, we've got the red and white checkers going across the armour on these guys. This is the gang leader. The whole point of the armour is it's a hazard detection kind of armour. So it goes from white to red when it detects a hazard of some kind. So it shows the wearer where any danger is coming from or something like that. Doesn't have any effect in the game, just a nice little design that I was working on. So there is the gang leader. We also have a slave ogre that I've been working on. The same kind of premise with the red to white on it. And then we have a Neotech on the grav cutter. Again with the checkers going from white to red. As this one's flying towards a fight, I thought, well, this one's going to be red at the front, white at the back, as it's flying into danger. So that was one of the first things that I started working on. Another thing that I started working on, again, Necromunda. I wanted to make some NPC characters for putting into scenarios. So these are actually converted sump hunters. So they're in dive suits. So we have here one with a harpoon launcher, oxygen tanks on the back. They're made from various different parts. So as I hold this to the camera, you can have a look to see if you can recognize any of them. But we've got this guy with the brutal harpoon gun. We then have this guy with a chainsword on a stick. So he's running in to fight some sump beast. And then we've got this guy armed with a massive hammer and all of his dive gear. So a little bit of fun there, not something that would be in every game, but some NPCs to add a little bit of something else to the game. The other thing that I've started working on is a bit of law and order in the Underhive. So I've got some enforcers that I'm working on. So far I've only done the armour of these guys. So I wanted to go for something a little bit different. So a lot of the colours are quite flat that I've seen these painted in, so I wanted to go for a metallic. I've done all the armour on these guys, but I've still got to do the uniforms and weapons. But I was quite happy with the way that these turned out. So painted them silver, then used blue and black washes on top of it to get the desired effect. Another thing that I was working on was some Necromunda terrain. So here we have a few little samples of it. So we have some grey-blue terrain. We have some green terrain. And then also some kind of rust red orange terrain as well. Now I was inspired by the 1990 release of Necromunda for the colours of these. If anyone remembers those, or if you don't, look them up. It was all card terrain back then. So there were, in Outlanders, an armoured walkway, which was the kind of the orange colour. There was also a lift tower, which was in the green. And then in the blue-grey, that was all of the other terrain. As I said, haven't really done much over this month. Just a few little projects that I've been working on. I will leave at the end of the video, for anyone who's interested, the paint guide for all of the terrain that I worked on. I produced it for someone who asked for it on Twitter, so I'll put it at the end of this video. Hopefully next month I'll have a bit more time, do a few more projects, might even finish some projects. A rare thing, but you never know. So until then, I'm John, the Warhammer Modeler. Stay safe.